Good morning, plant parents. Today I'll be talking about top 5 must-have indoor plants at home. Yes, I know, houseplant is one of the most talked topic about right now at home. Over the past few years, bringing plants indoors has become a fad, and a lot of people, because of these stress times, want to have nature inside. And especially after COVID, this demand has gone multifold, where everybody of us wants these ones inside in our bedrooms, on our center tables, or in our kitchens, in our washrooms. Everybody wants to have these plants. And when we go to the garden centers or online nurseries, most of us feel cheated because their plants die. And of course, I'll tell you there's a valid reason. A lot of people don't know what indoor plants they should have, from where they are sourced, how to water them, how to take care of them. And that's why today's topic I'm covering about is the top 5 must-have indoor plants at home. These 5 plants, if you are a new plant parent, you should have them, And let's quickly come to the point and talk about it. The first plant, which is a very famous plant and my personal favorite, is Aglaonemas. So, this is the Aglaonema I have at home. I have 2 varieties of Aglaonemas. I think over the last decade of commercially growing plants and selling them at Nurturing Green, this is one of the most hardiest plant I have ever seen. And across the world, when we have been talking to different people, Aglaonema is one such plant which is world famous for being indoors. And this is actually one of those very few plants which gives you non-green color leaves also, and grows beautifully in low light. So the first plant you should have is Aglaonema, a very beautiful Aglaonema I have. It has many varieties around it. This is an angemony variety. You have the lipstick variety. Then you also have a Snowwhite variety also as well. So 3 to 4 prevalent varieties which are there into the Aglaonemas which you should have. You should always look at how thick and what number of leaves you are buying it, and was it grown indoor or not. These 2 things you should always take care of when you're buying your first indoor plant, which is also an Aglaonema. So you should start with Aglaonema. These are though very commonly available, but the problem is the more they are getting available, they're actually not grown in the good conditions. So they're actually grown outdoors, and when you sort of bring them indoors, they go for a shock, and you will see a lot of plants duping in or dying out. So you should always look at garden centers where they have been grown indoors. Basically, the growing has been done indoors, and then when you bring them indoors again, they thrive and grow very well. Also, the number of leaves and how thick the plant is. So the bushier it is, usually the better it looks indoors. So mine, this is almost a year old. You can see all the new leaves coming in. This is getting flooded with the new leaves. So for me, Aglaonema is my first choice of indoor plant. This is also an Aglaonema. Look at how beautiful this Aglaonema is. The leaves, the pattern of this. I keep this particular. I keep it in my office desk when I'm working, and this goes into a center table in our drawing room across. So Aglaonema is a first option you should have as when you're growing indoor plants. The second option you should look at is lucky bamboo. I think this is a very common plant you must have seen at a lot of places across. But the quality of it depends. You should be very careful when you're buying it. Don't ever buy it from the local roadside vendors. You will never get a good quality. Always look at good garden centers again. Good gift shops are also, these are available in, and right now these are also available online. But look at the vendor which you are again buying from. It's always very important, the source from where you are buying at, because what they do is they'll reduce the number of sticks in this, or they will look at a bad quality to you, and when you bring them home they will die, and you will feel, oh, again I have not been able to take care of my plant. In this, you have to take care of is that your bamboo has a good shoots coming out of it. The roots should be well built in. And not necessarily the height of the leaves, they will always come even at your home. But by looking at it, you will get to know the health of the plant, if it's healthy or not. And always again look at the right source when you're buying your bamboos. It's one of the least maintenance plants, and I think if you're a new plant parent or even an old plant parent, actually this bacha never have any nakras. It goes very well even in a very low light. If it's at a 400-500 lux level, it does very good. But I always use it this much of bright light, which is at the windowsill, around 1000 to 1500 lux, where it thrives really well for us. Of lately, I have actually kept this one into the washroom, and that's why you see this light green leaves coming in. They were dark green, but I specifically for the last 3-4 months has been put in the washroom, and which has a very low light of 300-400 lux only. But it's still been thriving really well for last 3-4 months with us. So that's my second choice of indoor plant. My third choice is an obvious money plant. I think everybody of you have heard. That's my third plant. It's a very famous plant which we have. So very common though. This has been seen in almost, I think, every household which we have. So it has multiple varieties. You have Scindapsus gold, you have Scindapsus green, you have Scindapsus enjoy, which is a white variety. So this one is specifically my favorite in all the 3 Scindapsuses. Reason being, again, the texture of the leaves is super cool and so nice. The texture which comes out of it. And again, a very low maintenance. Of course, you have to take care of the water and food. All of this I have talked about in Anu Ke Nuskes on how to take care of your plants at home. You can watch that series of 5 episodes on how to take care of your indoor plants. But if you're a new plant parent again, and you want to have something which is less maintenance, this plant is a must-have. I have many plants which are there indoors like these. This is the biggest one I have, and again this has been beautifully growing for last, I think, more than a year with me only. So, and every time there are new leaves which comes in, I have also propagated them actually twice in the same one. You can actually, once if you are able to buy this, you will never have to go again to a nursery or a garden center to buy again. You can use the cuttings. I've talked about the propagation of Scindapsuses in one of the episodes, where you can just grow your own Scindapsuses forever. So this one is again my favorite. This is my third favorite plant. Very least maintenance. Again, all the plants which I'm talking about are usually growing at 1000 lux light levels, and watering is twice to thrice a week, which is required. So all of this I've already again talked about in the Anu Ke Nuskes episode 1 to 5, and you can watch them on our YouTube channel, My Plant My Baby, where the caring part has been mentioned. So this is my my third least maintenance indoor plant. Again, the fourth plant, which is very famous again, is the snake plant. I'll tell you a story about this. This is so hardy actually. This plant actually died, and if you can see from here, these are all the new ones which is coming in. I ignored it completely. We didn't water it, I think, more than a month in this. This was kept in one of the balconies, which I was not going personally. And but look at it, this has come out still so well. It's one of the most hardiest plant in the world and can do very well indoors. It does thrive perfectly, indoors. If you're taking care of its food and sometimes water, even if you give it once a week water, this does very well. So Sansevieria, which is also known as snake plant, is my obvious fourth choice in the indoor plants. You can have various varieties. I have also talked about in one of the episodes on types of Sansevierias, basically. Good part is all of them actually are air purifying plants also. So while they are also indoor plants and do a beautiful decoration for your homes, they're also very functional in terms of your purifying the air. So this specifically purifies a lot of xylene and benzene from the air, so which comes out from the polish of this table to the paints of these walls. Xylene and benzene comes out, so they absorb these. I will, by the way, again touch the air purifying topics very separately and we'll talk about it more. But in this one, snake plant is the obvious fourth choice. Does perfectly indoor very well. The lights are, even in low light, they thrive very good. Watering also, so if you abuse them also, don't give them much care, they still thrive well. You know, so in terms of the hardiest, actually in all the five, I'll rate this as the most hardy plant on the planet till now. So my fourth obvious choice to have an indoor plant is my Sansevieria, and my fifth plant baby which I keep it indoor is my ZZ, which I commonly tell it. It's actually Zamioculcas. It's also known as ZZ plant, ZZ plant, commonly known as. Again, a very hardy plant. I'll tell you a story. You know, while this was been propagating almost a year back around, that I was sitting with my grower and he gifted me. I took one of the sample ZZs which we are growing from Pune to here, and I forgot it in my briefcase for almost 6 days. 6 days of transit, and when I opened up, the plant was so bushy and so healthy again, and I was like, I haven't seen any such plant which is so strong. So ZZ is my next obvious choice for an indoor plant. But again, you have to look at the bushiness. A lot of times when you go to our local nurseries, we never talk about the specs, and this is one of the weaknesses of our industry, where a lot of my industry people try and dupe the customers, which is one of the sad parts because of being so unorganized. So as an informed customer, it's your responsibility to question your garden center or your nursery where you're buying, to know about the source, to look at the quality, how the number of leaves are, and then decide on the price. So for example, a ZZ like these, which has a multiple shoots, so this has almost 15 shoots, which is a heavy in a 5-inch pot. You should look at while you buy them. So always buy healthy plants, because what happens is when you buy weak plants, they genetically are not strong. So it's like whenever a new baby is born in humans, if the baby is born weak in the birth time, even if you feed them good, they remain weak. Their immunity is not strong, and same as with the plants. So if you buy a healthy baby, if you bring a healthy baby home and feed them right and give them right nutrition and water, etc., they will thrive. So it's very important when you're buying any of these plants, especially indoor plants, look at the source, look at the number of leaves, look at the number of shoots, look at and ask your gardener or the nursery people that where is it grown? Is it grown in a poly house? Is it grown in a greenhouse? Is it grown in an open? And always prefer to buy if they are grown in poly houses, because then when they will go to your home, to your new home and indoors, they will not go for a shock. And that's a common problem, and as I said, I've already talked about it in Anukin Nuskes on episode 1 to 5. Please do watch them if you want to take care of your babies and want to grow healthy and green babies. So these are my favorites, 5 indoor plants. I've been growing all of these in my home for last 1 year. Commercially, we've been growing this for last over a decade. We have actually grown more than 3-4 million babies till now, and especially these ones, and these are my personal favorites. Do grow them at your home and share with me these pictures of how they look like, and if I can help you grow any of them 5 at home, or any query about them, just ask in the questions below, and I'll be happy to talk about them and help you grow healthy and green babies. Thank you so much. Keep watching our show, My Plant, My Baby, on YouTube, and do subscribe to the channel below. Also, keep looking at the updates on different topics which I keep talking about on our Instagram handle with the name of Nurturing Green. And have a green day. Enjoy. Take care. Bye bye. Do subscribe to our channel, My Plant, My Baby, on YouTube.